Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is that you are, whenever it is that you are watching this. I hope you are having a good some point of the day. I am, both of my kids are inside today. So if you caught last week's live stream, it got abruptly cut off because I had to take my son to the ER because he got stung. So that was fun. They're both inside now, though, so we should be good today. And I'm really excited about this. Today's topic for our Marketing Monday. So, welcome to today's Marketing Monday. And I'm excited about today's topic because it actually came out of a lesson learned, right? That I made. So, if you are joining me live, please give me a hashtag live, or maybe even tag some people that you think would benefit from watching this. The whole point of the hashtag live, hashtag replay, I'll say it again, is just to let Facebook know that you're interested in what's going on. So even if you just go in and drop some emojis, whatever, it all helps. So just real quick announcements. Y Workshop, July 23rd. And there may be something new going on there. There will be something new going on with that Y Workshop. So I'm pretty excited about that. July 23rd, it runs from 1 p.m. Eastern to 4 p.m. Eastern time. And I have the landing page. I've got, testimonials and things. So if you're curious about that and you've heard me talk about it, but you want to get into it, then let me know. New podcast episodes this week. We had the Brand Business Dissonance podcast episode go live today. And then this week, we will be talking more with Emily Ward and Jess Hunnechin from Shine Influencers, more about influencer marketing. So I'm really excited about that because, there's a lot of scams and stuff involved with that industry. So I'm really looking forward to having that episode go live so we can talk about it. So do be sure to go check out the podcast and catch up on any episodes that you've missed, and any of your subscriptions, your shares, any of that is always incredibly helpful in terms of growing the podcast and getting this content out there, the content that people need to see. So I have a good morning, woo, woo, hashtag live. So we are just going to go ahead and dive in now. So today, so first, actually, I'm supposed to do my bit of a recap and everything. So just remember, I run through the content, but then I come back and I check out all of your comments. So go ahead and leave me comments in real time, or, at whatever point it is that you're watching this, and I will definitely go back to them, either address them directly in the live stream, or I will comment on them later if you're catching this on a replay. So I always kind of restart because this ends up on the podcast, and it makes it a little bit easier if I can kind of integrate it in naturally. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm your host, Ruthie Bowles, founder of Defy the Status Quo and host of the Defiant Business Podcast. And I appreciate you joining me here today. So today, we are going to talk about the 5 growth phases of consulting, coaching, and service businesses. Now, where did this come from? As many of my ideas do, it kind of came to me after it just hit me in the side of the face, just hit me right in the side of the face, as in, hey, this is a big thing. This is something that you should know. This is the big breakthrough that I was referring to on Facebook over the weekend. I had gone rock climbing, first time ever, indoor rock climbing. And less than an hour later, after I got home, I had a breakthrough about my client, or about my ideal client. And I was messaging somebody about a mistake that I made. And so the mistake that I'm referring to, I paid a consultant for some consulting, but it turns out what it is that they do, I don't think it's for a business at my phase. And I was like, okay, if I'm at this phase and I've been at these other phases, okay, the business phase is important because what it is that we offer actually applies to a person at a particular point in their growth, applies to a business at a particular point in their growth. And if you are bringing in people into your, offering your services to people, bringing in people for coaching, bringing them in for consulting, and they're in the wrong phase, they're out of alignment with what it is that you're offering. And I have been sold things so many times, and I just wasn't in the right phase. It wasn't that the program or the service itself wasn't valuable. I wasn't in the right phase. And the person was selling to me. I don't even think it was malicious most of the time. I don't even think it was malicious. I think often it was that they were not tracking what phase I was in. They just say, oh, what's your revenue? but my revenue and my phase did not always line up. And so I ended up buying things, purchasing services, or getting into coaching programs that I didn't actually need at that time. It wasn't right for me. So let's go ahead and talk about these. I'm pretty sure you're going to love these phase names. I left them basically how I brainstormed them. Because they were funny. I'm gonna be honest. They were funny, and I like it. I like it when I laugh. I like it when other people laugh. I can't even lie. So, first phase, first stage, I'm grabbing my ass and I'm diving in. That's the stage. That's the stage where you're like, oh, I'm quitting my job, or I'm gonna do this part-time, and then I'm gonna quit my job. But I'm just diving in. I am here for it and all of it, and I'm so motivated. I'm hashtag entrepreneur and all of that stuff, right? So at this stage, you're probably going to do anything and everything if it loosely relates to what it is that you say you do, and maybe even if it doesn't. So example of this, I had a client for content creation, because remember, I got started as a content creator, and I had a client for content creation, and I uploaded all the stuff, and I learned SEO. So I was doing the SEO, like in terms of the on-page SEO for the content. And then this client needed an assistant to manage their inbox. And they asked me if I wanted to do it. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do that. And I was doing it. And it was exciting because I was making more money. And I was like, whoop, whoop, making more money. And, I was helping this client. I really liked the client. But, oh my God, managing somebody else's inbox, it is not for me. It is not for me. It was excruciating after a while. Even the money itself was not worth it. And I was like, okay, yeah, I can't do this anymore. But I have done all types of things as it relates to marketing. I have even helped my clients with ad copy, right? I've helped clients with sales pages. I've helped clients with email, and I do social media, like we do social media creation, marketing strategy, branding. Like I have done so many things, and there are certain things that we just don't do anymore, or at least that we just don't openly market to everyone. So I've even, Defy the Status Quo has even made animated videos. We've added animations to videos and all types of other things. And some of these things we still do for clients, but they're not openly marketed. And I used to openly market them. But it turns out I like doing those services best when it's more attached on. But anyway, that's just kind of an example of how you go through and you just explore and you're just learning all the things, and you're just willing to do all the things because you're like, yeah, I'm an entrepreneur and I'm making money, but it's actually diluting your message. So that's the first phase. I'm grabbing my ass and I'm diving in, and basically I'm going to do whatever it is that I can do. And you're kind of like an entrepreneurial chicken running around with its head cut off. Like, let's be honest, because you're doing all the things, right? Next stage. Why the hell am I even doing this stage? So why the hell am I even doing this stage? So this stage is interesting because you'll notice that your work might not be as satisfying as it used to be. And this is where you tend to develop burnout or apathy. You're like, literally, I don't give a fuck. I said it. Yeah, I said it. I don't give a fuck about this. I'm going to go watch Netflix. You're supposed to be working right now. I'm watching Netflix right now. That's what I'm doing. Right. So you almost develop an apathy, and you almost like you self-sabotage, right? Because maybe then like things start going in late. And at this phase, you may still be making money. That's the trick. You may still be making money. So by the revenue number, you're like, everybody's like, oh yeah, you're doing so good. You're doing so good. Oh, you've hit 10K months or whatever it is that you're doing, and you're doing so good. It's so good. Right. But you're like, no, it's not good. It's not good. It's not good. And so, you may still be making money, but maybe you'll experience revenue dips. Maybe you'll fire clients. Maybe clients will fire you because you're just like, I don't care. Like, why am I even doing this? Like, I'm struggling. I'm working too much. My life does not fit the vision that I had for it. Why am I even doing this? Is what I'm doing even matter? It doesn't matter. And so at this point, you're seeking purpose in your business. You don't know it yet because you're like, why the hell am I even doing this? But that's what that question means, is you're seeking purpose in your business. And that's the second phase. And one of the other signs, one of my more external signs, is your marketing is in and out. You're like, okay, yeah, I feel good and I'm marketing now. And then I don't feel good next week, right? I don't feel good. I'm feeling apathetic. Screw you, marketing. I'm not doing it. And so this is the thing here is you're searching for that purpose, which means you do not have that underlying deep motivation to continue hitting, to continue grinding and to continue getting out there and making your dream part of reality. Now, these aren't all like you have to have all of them to be at this particular phase, right? It's just that these are some of the things that I have observed. These are some of the things that I've experienced. And so third phase, y'all are going to like this one. Let's play mad scientist and experiment stage. That's what this stage is all about. Okay. So you are now embracing your journey. You're open to receiving. You've got an idea of what your purpose is. And when I say you're open to receiving and you're embracing the journey, you understand, in fact, that it is a journey. It is not, it's like we all make fun of that meme. If I had thought of it, I'd put it up on the screen. But we've all thought of that meme where, it shows what everybody thinks entrepreneurship is like, and it shows a straight line in terms of making money and growth and stuff. But then what it actually looks like is this like child's art project with all the squiggly lines and then the arrow points. That's what has happened. In the first two phases, you're like, I really thought it was gonna be mostly a straight arrow. Even though we told you it wasn't gonna be, you really thought that it was. And by phase 3, stage 3, the let's play mad scientist and experiment stage, you actually have embraced the fact that you are going to take some detours. You're going to look like you're going completely off the map sometimes, but it's mostly trending upward, and you're embracing that. So you're still going to experience some disappointments, but you're going to rebound quickly. Your resilience has started to build. So if you've never felt this, then you haven't reached stage 3. And there are some people who make a lot of money, but get stuck at stage 2. They are so unhappy with their lives and they're unhappy with their businesses, but they're making money. And that's the whole thing, right? Like money can't buy happiness. It sure does help. But if you are not happy, if you are not working in your purpose, if you are not in alignment, it's not really going to matter how much money I throw at you because you're still not going to be happy, at least not with doing that, right? So at this stage, you're probably testing a lot of different offers. You're testing different offers and experimenting, and you're talking to your ideal client audience more because you've identified them better. You're getting to know them. You might be in like the dating phase of your ideal client audience where you really are trying to get to know them and understanding what it is that they need. And you're developing your mindset of curiosity. And this will be something you'll carry with you throughout the other phases, other stages, and it's going to be wonderful for you. Right? And then finally, your brand core is developing by stage 3. And so what I mean by brand core, and I'm going to show you an image real quick. This is the brand core. Let me get rid of that banner. So this is the brand core. So here down at the bottom, at the heart of it is the why, the reason for existence. Hey, that's why the why workshop happens once a month. You might want to sign up for that. Anyway, this is the why. Right? The reason for your existence. And then it expands. See how it's inclusive? It's not a phase that you move through. It's inclusive and it builds on top of. Then it's your community. And then your solution. So your solution is actually man, I'm so bad at this. Your solution is incorporating your why and reason for existence, as well as your community, the people that you are looking to help. And that is how your solution is derived. Right? So it's that intersection of what your community needs, why, your reason why for existence, and what you can actually do in your areas of expertise. And that is how you come to your solution. And this is the brand core as I have developed it. So let me take that down. Okay, so that's stage 3. Let's play mad scientist and let's experiment. And like I said, your brand core is developing. Once you've gotten over the why am I even doing this, and that's stage 2, and you realize that you're actually seeking purpose, then you'll actually find it. And I'm not saying it's going to be perfect, but you will get inklings and breadcrumbs and realize that you're walking in the right direction. Maybe you're running in the right direction. And that's when you enter stage 3. You embrace it. It's a journey. You develop your mindset of curiosity and you carry it with you through the other phases. Let's look at phase 4. Phase 4 is, all right, this is working. This feels good. Let's scale. That's what this stage is. It's in that exact tone, right? You're like, okay, all right, okay, I got this. And this is a let's scale. And so what that looks like is you have an offer that works, meaning people keep buying it. Right. So I'm not talking like, oh, like some coaching companies and coaches or consultants will say, if you've got like 5 people that have bought your offer, then yeah, you're good. Like, and we could scale now because you've had like 5 people buy your offer. No. 5 is not good enough. Like, you could spit and accidentally hit 5 people. Like, that's not good enough. That doesn't show that your process works, right? 5 people is not enough. It's not enough, right? Like, you're probably still in the experimenting stage. 5 people is not enough. I'm not saying you can't sell anything, and I'm not saying you're not going to build out some elements of like scalability, like some automations or whatever, but 5 is still not enough for you to be like, woo, let's do it, unless you've got some other like type of extenuating circumstances, like you've built businesses before, you've built this exact type of business, but in a different industry or whatever. All right. So I'm assuming this is probably your first business in this industry when I'm talking about these phases. So just keep in mind, it's not everybody is covered by all of these things. It's meant to be more of an interpretive lens, right? And you still got to interpret all of the information that's coming at you. So people keep buying it. So you have an offer that works. You're refining it and it's easier to systematize. And so people are able to go through it and get results, great results on a consistent basis. And I'm not talking about a 10%, 15% success rate. I'm talking about consistent success here. That's how you know you have an offer that works. You have an ethical offer that works, not that you have a marketing process that works and you can shove people in your pipeline and actually get them to take out their credit card only for you to disappoint them later, right? Like, that sounds like a horrible date. So you may be experimenting. You may begin experimenting with ads and refining this and generating more leads. But you probably don't have a huge ad budget at this stage because you're still got some of that experimentation. You also may be hiring more specialized support because you're making more revenue likely at this phase. You are hiring more specialized support and your brand core is solid. You're very certain about your vision, your mission, and your how you're accomplishing these things. You're very certain about your purpose. You feel incredibly anchored in your why, and your work does not burn you out. Ideally, you've structured a life and a business that allows you to have the best of both, right? So that's this is working, let's scale stage. All right, this is working. All right, so finally, we've got the to the moon stage. And so I picked this up off of Reddit when they were talking about Dogecoin and like the AMC, the meme stocks, AMC, GameStop, and all that, to the moon, right? So at this point, you've really nailed your offer. Like, you've really nailed your offer, and you may actually be expanding and adding more ways to work with people. You've got your team. You're like, this team is amazing. We flow together so well, because there's nothing worse than scaling, trying to go to the moon with a team that does not, like, you don't feel the vibe, you don't feel the connections. Like, if your connections could be visualized, they would be like golden energy connecting all of you together. That's a wonderful team. So you've got systemic lead generation. So you've got your ad process down, but you've also got consistent relationship generation. So you're creating and engaging in opportunities to develop relationships that will help you grow your business. And that's not just clients, but that's also partners. That could be mentors, all sorts of things, right? And so, and then of course, your brand core at this point is internalized by your team, which is representative of those imaginary golden links, helping all of you connect and do better. That's the to the moon phase. Like, you're making lots of money. You have tons of happy clients, not just the 10 or 15%. It's a great number of clients, people who keep coming back to you. They want to, but you got a new program, buying it. Like, say less, I'm buying it, right? And that's the type of customer base. Again, that's where you get to that delight phase. That's what you want them to have. That's what you want them to have. So those are the 5 growth phases that I brainstormed on of consulting, coaching, and service businesses. The big thing here, right, is I'm also speaking from an ethical business standpoint. So these phases aren't going to line up if you are engaging in unethical processes. Like, you may be scaling already, but the reason that you're in what your revenue and maybe your business structure lines up with phase 4, the reason why is because you didn't experiment with your offer to make sure that you created an offer that was great for people. You got really good at marketing and manipulation instead, and you have a high pressure sales approach, and that's why you're making so much money. So you're not actually at phase 4 as I've designed it, how I've created it in my mind. This interpretive lens is meant for ethical service businesses, ethical coaches, ethical consultants. That's who this is for. So if that's not you, then this ain't for you, and I'm not talking to you. I'm sorry you wasted your time. You shouldn't have watched this because you're not ethical, right? So if that's your approach, then these phases aren't for you. But real quick, phase 1, I'm grabbing my ass and diving in. Stage 2, why the hell am I even doing this? Stage 3, let's play mad scientist and experiment. Stage 4, this is working. Let's scale. And then stage 5, to the moon. Right, I have to get away from my mic so I don't blow out anybody's ears there. In my head, the way I have it, the way I've written it, it's in all caps, right? That's how it is every time I read it. To the moon. That's how it sounds in my head. I just want y'all to know. So those are the 5 stages. And I think the reason why this is important is because I work with people at various stages, right? So I'm just using myself as an example so you can kind of see where I'm coming from. I work with people at various stages, but I actually don't work with people who are at the I'm grabbing my ass and diving in stage because they've got the hodgepodge brand. It's a hodgepodge brand. Like they're just like, brand, I got a logo and colors, I'm good, right? So I don't even work with them because they don't even know that they need me yet. Right? But the people I do work with, like the Y workshop seems to attract these type of people. The beta program I'm doing right now, the brand core bootcamp seems to attract these type of people. It's the people who are in between. They're graduating from the why the hell am I even doing this stage? And they're graduating to the let's play mad scientist and experiment stage. And so that's where they're at. And so that's where I'm helping them with this type of work, right? But my Supernova brand program is perfect for people who are somewhere between the this is working, let's scale stage and the to the moon stage. So my Supernova brand program is perfect for people at the 4 to 5 stage, but my Y workshop and my brand core bootcamp, which you'll hear more about as we get through it, but that we're starting week 2, that's for the people who are between the why the hell am I even doing this and the let's play mad scientist and experiment stage. So I wanted to kind of give you that lens to look at it through because I think it's important. We have to consider, and it's not just revenue numbers. It's not just revenue numbers. We actually have to consider the stage of growth that our clients are at so we can give them the best offer that we can. Right? It makes your marketing better. It makes your sales more ethical. Your business operations are going to run smoother because people are going into the programs and getting the services that they actually need to support them at the stage that they are at. So I would love to hear your feedback on this. Drop me any comments wherever it is that you're listening to this, or even shoot me a DM if you're not able to send me any of your comments or questions now. But I'd love to check out your feedback. And thank you so much for listening. Okay. All right. So that's the end of that. And Chris is going to know exactly where to cut it. But that's what we were talking about today. 5 growth phases of consulting, coaching, and service businesses. Let me go ahead and check out what we've got going on in the comments. All right. Oh my goodness. I need to know what stage you hit 4 times a year. I need to know that. I don't know who this is because StreamYard is not showing me the person's name, but I need to know which stage you hit 4 times a year. I need to know that. I will tell you that, so stage 3, the play bad scientist and experiment stage, there are certain things you carry with you. Again, like that mindset of curiosity, you'll carry that with you throughout, right? As long as you cultivate it, you maintain it, you trust it, you will carry that with you throughout. Let's see. The why the hell stage is so important. It leads to greater alignment, seeking purpose. Yes, the why the hell am I doing this stage is critical. You are now questioning your day-to-day operations. And instead of operating like a robot, instead of operating out of your incredibly structured and cognitive mind, you are seeking deeper meaning, which opens up opportunities for quantum leaps in your creativity and just these huge aha moments. When you question that way, you open your unconscious mind you allow your unconscious mind to come into the conversation. So look, again, I don't know who this is, but you said so tired of being the mad scientist. Yes. Me too. But you're embracing the journey. You've got this. I am tired of being the mad scientist a little bit. I'm making more progress. I feel good about the direction everything's going in. But about 2 months into COVID, I tore my business apart because I hit the why the hell am I even doing this phase. I was like, I tore it apart. And like the clients I had at the start of COVID are not the clients I have now. I have none of the same clients. Like I tore things apart because I was like, what the fuck? Right? So I finished it up and I was just like, no, I can't. Right? So I had to change everything. And, I'm really offering things now. I'm looking at things that matter to me, like accessibility, my value ladder, and how the value ladder isn't like, I'm not creating a value ladder for me, like just for me. I'm creating a value ladder because I'm incorporating this value of accessibility. I want people to be able to step up and join in wherever they're at. And that's just become so important to me. Not everything has to have a 6-figure ticket, a 5-figure ticket, like 4-figure ticket. Not everything has to have that, So that's like a whole other thing. All right. They said, okay, this could honestly be a model for making a business plan and then used again once the business is started. Oh, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Like I said, I just brainstormed this over the weekend. So I am going to be developing it further. I'm going to be looking at, okay, actions that you can take, actions, things to watch out for. Like I want to go deep into this because I think it's very solid and it's a concept that will help a lot of people understand where they're at in their business, but also where their clients are at. And maybe they can understand, like, why have I created this offer? Because that's where I was. I created this beautiful offer and people loved it. But I kept talking to people it wasn't a good fit for, right? And so it's because I was talking to people who weren't in the right phase and I just didn't know it. Let me see. Do I think that one of these phases could be left out? Some strange case where a brand didn't prioritize ads and had success? Absolutely. Absolutely. For sure. Like you could develop an entire business without any ads at all. And so that's why I'm saying maybe you're using ads. But if you've got another way, the real point, the important part, I think, is the systemizing of things, right? Where there's kind of a process. Like we know, and I don't mean, again, not the unethical process of like DMing a million people so you can get 50 clients or whatever it is. What I mean is that they're like, hey, we've identified some steps. And when we take these steps, we get new clients. We're able to help more people. We're able to increase our impact. So absolutely, ads is not a requirement. And again, it's not like a checkbox. You're in this phase. If you check all the boxes, you may check one box, but you feel it so strongly that you're definitely in that phase. So that's kind of where I'm at with that one. High pressure sales approach. High pressure sales approach, this one right here. Ethics is so important. Yes, and the reason why is because if you like being able to look in the mirror and not be ashamed of what it is that you see, to appreciate and love what it is that you see, you have to have some ethics. Like we say ethics, but really it's morality. Where are your morals when you're engaging with people? Right? Where are your morals when you're engaging with people? I work with businesses who care about this type of thing. I work with moral businesses, businesses that have values. Maybe we don't all have the same values. Maybe not. One of my clients said that one of their values is like steadfastness. Now, that's not a value that I vocalize. I like to think that I am reliable. People can count on me. But for me, that comes from my loyalty. I am loyal. Like defend you to a fault loyal. Like once you're one of my people, like I got you, right? The what the fuck. Oh, thanks Data. The what the fuck stage. That's true. But I think it's partly Data. Like you're such an intuitive and emotional, like you're in touch with your emotions. And I think it's because you can keep peeling back the layers. I think the what the fuck stage, that might be what we need to call it. The WTF stage precedes you peeling back another layer. It precedes you falling down a rabbit hole that you didn't see because of this optical illusion that you had everything right. You just fell right into it. And you're like Alice and you're like, oh crap, right? So I think the WTF stage definitely precedes breakthroughs if you persevere. And I know that you know that. Let's see. Okay, so Dana, I think this is still Dana. Dana says she has a book about unconscious minds and she will send it over. All right. I love it. See, that's why I needed to say that, because now I'm getting a new book. Y'all know how much I love the books. Just so y'all know, according to my Kindle, right, and my Kindle stats, I have read 49 books already this year. That's a combination of my personal and professional development as well as my recreational reading, because I read recreationally a lot. So yes, I am at 49 books read this year. I am pretty pumped about that. Okay. Yes, and she loved the book. I love a different perspective. That is what I'm all about. Oh, okay, Tyler. Thank you, Tyler. Tyler's here too. Woo! book about unconscious minds. All right, wonderful. So I will be keeping an eye out for that because I do love to read. I've been, like I mentioned, I've mentioned this before, but I'm majoring in psychology. So I love the mind, but I'm also been doing the last few months, I've been doing a very intense study in my spare time. I don't have any spare time, so I don't know where I'm getting this time from, but I've also been doing a pretty intense study of quantum physics and how it can be the solution as a theory of consciousness, how it lines up with spirituality and doesn't fight against spirituality, but actually offers explanations for things that spiritual practices have shown we've intuitively known for thousands of years. So basically, I've just been exploring quantum science and the quantum worldview, and it's been very eye-opening. Oh, physics. Wait. OMG. Yes, I've been getting into quantum physics. I just started reading I didn't just start. I started reading like last week, The Self-Aware Universe by Dr. Amit Goswami, and I'm planning on reading all of his books. I'm just going to read them all. I've listened to so many of his guest interviews during my morning walks. And it's just been so very helpful. I mean, to be honest, this is completely off topic, but this exploration of quantum science and quantum consciousness was one of the key words that I was really honing in on, has actually offered me an explanation on it offers me an explanation for what I know spiritually, and it's not because I'm a super scientific person, but I feel like when he talks about it, he's explaining it in a way that completely resonates with me. Like it completely resonates with me in terms of what I have intuited about the universe and the things around me. Like I have felt for a long time that at our core, we are energy. And so, like some of you know this about me, I've identified as pagan for a really long time, because Christianity just didn't do it for me anymore. But I have a bunch, I have rituals, I have crystals, I have tarot cards, I've got oracle cards. And I always felt, because people are like, oh, it's completely random. But I was like, no, if everything is energy, then when I put my intention out into the universe, then I pick the cards that I'm meant to see. That's how that works. And so just hearing him talk about it, like you get what you're open, and ready to receive. So it just makes a lot of sense. But anyway, that's like a completely divergent thing here. Oh, I've got a request to do a live on it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I would do a live about that. Because I think for me, it's something that's definitely coming up more. And I mean, quantum physics explains why the law of attraction works. There's so much to it. And what I love about it is that it doesn't disregard spirituality, especially the way Dr. Goswami talks about it. He says that quantum physics offers an explanation, and in a lot of cases can help refine what different spiritual traditions have put in place. It can actually help explain why certain things work, but also help them refine it, where maybe their understanding of why certain things work is just a little bit off, for example. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that there. We've been at this for 33 minutes, and thank you so much for being here. If you catch the replay and you do get all the way to this point, yeah, love you so much for it. And I included links. So if you're not in the Facebook group, actually, I don't even think I remember to put the Facebook group link in the description, but it's the Defiant Business Group if you're not already in the group. And then my business friend and client, Stephanie Booker Atchison, she is the founder of the Heartwise Holistics, and the Inner Badassery. Coaching program. She is doing a Greatness Playground beta program, and it starts tonight. There's still an opportunity to buy a seat if you want to, but it's called Greatness Playground Summer School, and we are going to be diving into our greatness and exploring that. And so if you're interested in learning more about what that's about, the link in the description, wherever the description is there. It's the link to her Facebook page. Check out the content from the last few days, and that'll give you an idea of what it is that we're going to be doing. So thank you so much for watching live, for watching the replay. I appreciate you so much, and I will see you later. Look at that. We didn't get interrupted at all. No ER trips for me today, hopefully. Bye.